I'm here today to talk about peer support, what is peer support, and what our organisation does. I just want to thank you, Brian and Fran, for the amazing presentations because it just brings it on to what I'm going to be talking about. So, peer support, what is it? It's people helping people. It's the power of community. It's about bringing people from back from the edge of community back into the centre. It's about love, care, compassion. It's about kindness. It's about people giving people choices and about giving people opportunities to succeed. Being part of my community, being part of PFG is did something for me that no other services have ever done, ever. I've been in mental health services since I was 14 years old. I've been through drug services. I've been through the criminal justice system. I'm also a carer for two people with mental health problems. I always felt like an outsider. I always felt like I didn't belong anywhere. Mental health services, I felt like a number. I didn't think like a fit in. But when I become part of my community, I changed. My community changed because of me, and I changed because of my community. And peer support is magic, is magical, because what happens, it allows you to be the person that you've always wanted to be. It brings you back in, like I said, back into the centre, and it empowers you. Peer support empowers people. It gives people a voice. It gives people opportunities to speak out about the things that really matter to them. It gives you opportunities to work with other organisations. It gives other opportunities to work with the council and other strategy services. Peer support is about looking at people, not numbers, not objects. Peer support is about celebrating people's skills and abilities. Peer support is about looking at people and seeing value. Peer support is about seeing your community as an asset and everybody in your community as an asset and working with them assets. We work on a strengths-based model. We don't ask people what they can't do. We ask people what they can do. We don't get involved in diagnoses and treatments and things like that, which stifles conversation. It's always about hope. It's always about giving people hope, care, and kindness, and giving people a voice. And it's about people choosing which part they want to play within peer support. Peer support is about giving and receiving support. So I have personality disorder, I've got autism, I've got sleep apnea, I've got diabetes, I've got all other roster illnesses. I couldn't read and write while I was 36. I was in and out of care, in and out of hospital, gone through sexual abuse. So when actually I'm in services, because I've been in services for over 30 years, I was more a problem being in services than actually being part of my community. And one thing that community did for me, it, I didn't want to be the person that I was in services. I wanted to be part of my community. I didn't want to go crazy. I didn't want to smash things up. I didn't want to take drugs. I didn't want to cause antisocial behavior because I felt valued by my community. So I started valuing my community. It's a two-way thing. And the people focus group, PFG in Doncaster, allowed me to do that. I live in Rotherham, but actually I was born in Doncaster. All my heritage is in Doncaster. My family's in Doncaster. And actually I work in Doncaster. But once I was part of my community, that allowed me to see me as me and not a number and not some sort living some sort of dream world that being in 30 years of mental health services made me institutionalized. I was mentally institutionalized even though I'd left mental health services. But what community showed me was care, compassion. It gave me opportunities to sit on different meetings, do presentations like today. It enabled me to have a voice and to hear my voice speak. Then I realized I've got something to say. I'm an activist. I never knew I were an activist, but I am. I speak out for the voices that can't be heard, like I was sitting in that day centre for over 30 years, who were never encouraged to say anything. In fact, you were made to sit in groups of 8, and if you weren't involved, then you were shut out because they needed 8 people for a group. What I would say to your leaders in Sheffield about peer support and about communities is how can you get what what can you stop doing in Sheffield and get out of the way and let the community do it for themselves? What can you do to get out of the way and stop doing in your statutory services and in your councils and then over your institutions, and just get out of the way and let communities do it for themselves? That's what peer support is. It's the community taking ownership. It's the people in the community running services. In Doncaster, we have the only peer-led crisis run service in the country. Peers run the crisis service in Doncaster, not the hospitals and the NHS. The peers do, where we manage mental health services in Doncaster with support from Ardash, from Rotherham Doncaster and South Humberside Trust, but the peers run it because people with lived experience can help people with lived experience far greater than anybody that's read it from a textbook. So it's about bringing them skills. So not everybody's, so we have something called support buddies, where not everybody can write, so somebody will write them a letter, but they're good at computer skills, so they'll do stuff, they'll bend their computer. And somebody else might be good at painting, but not good at computers, so they'll paint their house for them. So we share our time, we share that space, we share our skills, we share our love. We are one family. People see us more than the actual family, because when you've got mental health problems and you're isolated and lonely and you don't feel part of anything, that PFG actually becomes that your family. And for whatever reason, my family couldn't be a family, so I had to go and create my own. And that's what I learned. I learned to take responsibility for my own actions. I learned to believe. I started to believe that I have got a future. My life is worth living. I have suicidal thoughts every day. It doesn't mean I'm suicidal. It's part of my suicidal thoughts. Since I've been at PFG over the last 6 years, I've never tried to commit suicide once. I've been on drugs and on alcohol. I've not relapsed on drugs and alcohol since I've been part of my community. Why? Why? Because I feel valued in the community. Just like the doctor was saying, Dr. Brian, as he was saying, once you're part of your community and you see people and people say hello to you when you walk in dark street, you don't want to cause antisocial behavior. You don't want to cause a problem. You want to be part of that community. You want to be valued in your community. So the question is, how do we get people to feel valued in Sheffield? How do we get people to want to be part of peer support? How do we get people to want to be part of their community? And I can tell you now, the number one thing that the Citizen Network did with me, with Simon Duffy and yourselves, was show me kindness. Kindness, love, care, compassion. They allowed me to tell my story. Everyone has a story. Peer support is about hearing people's stories, and we need to hear your stories. Peer support is about seeing people as human beings, not as objects. People with feelings, people with emotions, people with dreams, people with aspirations. Yeah, we all don't have the same aspirations and the same dreams, but they're our dreams, and we're entitled to them. But how do we make the change? How do we connect people together? Well, you connect people together by getting people interested in the same things. So we have a peer support writing group.
Sorry, Glenn. 1 minute.
Sorry. We have a peer support writing group. We have something called 7 o'clock Zoom meetings. Obviously, for COVID, people can't meet, so people are connecting through Zoom and WhatsApp. But thank you again for letting me speak and being part of this day. And anything else I can help with, I'm there. Thank you.